In a world of shifting alliances and rising tensions, one of Europe's most powerful nations, France, is preparing for something more than just defense. But why? Is France gearing up for war, and what does it mean for Europe's security? Let's dive into the details. Hello and welcome. Today, we'll be exploring France's major military transformation in response to Russia's aggression in Ukraine, and why it's preparing for a future that might be more volatile than we think. With escalating threats on the horizon, France's response to Russia's invasion has prompted an overhaul of its military strategy, and today we'll break it all down for you. From the heights of Napoleon's empire to the challenges of modern warfare, France's military history is full of triumphs and setbacks. But how did the country's past shape its military future? France's military history is one of both grandeur and decline. During the Napoleonic era, France was a leading military power. However, wars like the defeat in Vietnam and the loss of the Franco-Prussian War highlighted vulnerabilities. Despite these setbacks, France continued to play a vital role in global affairs, especially within NATO. France's role in the Cold War was defined by its independent nuclear deterrence. After decades of strategic focus on its nuclear forces and post-Cold War military operations in Africa and the Middle East, France now faces new challenges on European soil. Russia's invasion of Ukraine has changed the game. But what does it mean for France? As Russia's power grows, France is asking itself, what role should we play in European defense? Russia's invasion of Ukraine sent shockwaves across Europe, threatening not only Ukraine, but the stability of the European continent. Its military actions raised alarms for NATO members, especially France, who watched as Russia's geopolitical ambitions grew ever more aggressive. President Macron has openly spoken about France's desire for European autonomy in defense, suggesting a pivot from American reliance. As NATO struggles with internal division over its response to Russia, France is preparing itself to act independently if necessary. This is where France's military transformation comes into play. As NATO leaders debate the best course of action, experts agree that France is positioning itself to be the leading European military power. The tension between being a part of NATO and maintaining strategic autonomy is something France will need to balance carefully in the coming years. France isn't just talking about change, it's acting. With a 40% increase in defense spending, the country is investing heavily in its military. But what does this transformation look like? France is ramping up its nuclear capabilities, investing heavily in next-generation ballistic submarines and developing new air-to-ground missiles with thermonuclear warheads. France's nuclear deterrent remains central to its strategy, ensuring that it maintains a strong position in any potential conflict with Russia. The French Air Force is acquiring 32 new fighter jets and developing state-of-the-art air-to-ground missiles, which will significantly enhance its military capabilities. At the same time, the French Navy is developing a new nuclear-powered aircraft carrier and acquiring 15 new frigates to bolster maritime defense. Space defense is becoming a key area for France. The country is investing heavily in its space defense initiatives, with the goal of protecting satellites and other space assets. Additionally, France is developing advanced cyber capabilities to safeguard against emerging threats in the digital domain. France's army is reorganizing itself for high-intensity warfare. New investments in artillery, drones, and self-propelled howitzers, such as the Caesar howitzer, will help make its forces more versatile and adaptable. France isn't just strengthening its own defenses, it's positioning itself as Europe's leader in defense matters. But how far is France willing to go to lead Europe's defense future? France's military transformation is about more than just preparing for conflict. It's about strategic autonomy. This idea, championed by Macron, is about reducing reliance on the US and NATO and building a self-sufficient European defense system. France is leading calls for a more united European defense structure. This vision includes joint military projects with countries like Germany, the creation of a European army, and the development of technologies that ensure better interoperability among European forces. By strengthening ties with Germany and other European powers, France is positioning itself to guide the European Union in defense matters, especially as the US focus shifts towards the Indo-Pacific region. France's military transformation isn't without its risks. As the country positions itself as a leader, could its actions escalate into something far bigger? France's military buildup, while aimed at strengthening defense, carries risks. If tensions continue to rise with Russia, France's actions could lead to direct confrontation. The possibility of France being drawn into a conflict in Ukraine or along NATO's eastern border is becoming increasingly real. France's assertiveness could strain its relationship with other NATO allies. Some NATO members may be hesitant to back France's more aggressive stance, especially if it means escalating the situation further. Increased defense spending comes at a cost, and balancing military expansion with France's social programs may prove challenging. The nation will have to manage public opinion, especially as defense spending takes priority over domestic spending. Is France preparing for war or for something much bigger? Its ambitions extend beyond defense. It's about shaping Europe's future. France's military buildup is a reflection of its broader vision for European defense. The country seeks to maintain its leadership role in Europe while ensuring that European nations are self-reliant in terms of security. Looking ahead, France is investing in cutting-edge technologies like artificial intelligence and unmanned vehicles to stay ahead of emerging threats. However, France's plan depends on Europe's ability to collaborate effectively and avoid internal divisions. The future of European security is in flux, and France is stepping up to lead. But as the stakes rise, will it succeed in defining Europe's role in the next global conflict? France's military overhaul is a bold statement of intent. By positioning itself as a European leader in defense, France is aiming to reshape the security architecture of Europe. The country's modernization plans signal that France is ready to play a more assertive role on the global stage, whether it's defending Europe from Russia or shaping the future of international defense. Do you think France's military buildup will make a difference in Europe's future security? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more updates on global security and military developments.